Good morning and welcome to Fountain Street Church. My name is Greta Seidohl and I am the Minister of Belonging and Community Engagement here at Fountain Street. Thank you for being with us on this Sunday morning. Today, I have the honor of welcoming you to a special service in honor of International Women's Day. Our service today is a compilation of the voices of many women, both within the Fountain Street community and beyond. So whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on this life's journey, whatever the color of your skin and however you identify, you are welcome here. And it is good to be together. It is good to be with you. Thank you. I'd like to particularly welcome the Fountain Street youth who will be opening our service this morning.
We'd like to share the Fountain Club introduction to Vespers. Come into the circle of caring. Come into this community of gentleness, justice, and love.
Come, and you shall be refreshed. Let the healing power of this people be with you. Let the loving kindness and joy pass through you.
Let hope infuse you, and peace be the law of your heart. In this human circle, caring is a call, and all of us are called.
So come into the circle of caring.
We acknowledge the women of our church that came before us and honor their legacy. We celebrate the women of our staff and congregation that worked so hard to make Fountain Street the place it is today. We have come so far, but we acknowledge that there is still work that needs to be done.
Good morning. Today we're celebrating women. International Women's Day is up on us tomorrow, March 8th, 2021. International Women's Day is a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. The campaign theme for IWG 2001 is Choose to Challenge. A challenged world is an alert world, and from challenge comes change. So let's all choose to challenge. Let me share a little history of the International Women's Day. IWD has been observed since the early 1900s. In 1908, 15,000 women marched to New York City demanding better working and living conditions and voting rights. In 1911, more than 1 million women and men attended IWD rallies campaigning for women's rights to work, vote, be trained to hold public office, and to end discrimination. In 1913, the IWD was agreed to be marked annually on March 8th, and this day has remained the global date ever since. Over the years, many people participated all around the world. It took a long time, but in 1975, International Women's Day was celebrated for the first time by the United Nations. By the year 2000, the IWD needed to reignite. Feminism wasn't a popular topic, and there was urgent work to do. Battles had not been won, and gender parity still had not been achieved. By 2001, the online IWD platform was launched with the specific purpose of re-energizing the day, a focus which continues to this day, celebrating and making visible the achievement of women while continuing the call for accelerating gender parity. 2011 saw the 100th year of International Women's Day, and still so much work to do. Now, we're in 2021. The world has witnessed a significant change and an attitude shift in both women's and society's thoughts about women's equality and emancipation. Many may feel that all the battles have been won for women, but the unfortunate fact is that women are still not paid equally to that of their male counterparts. Women still are not present in equal numbers in business or politics. And globally, women's education, health, and the violence against them is worse than that of men. However, great improvements have been made. We do have female astronauts and prime ministers and a vice president. Girls and women are welcomed into universities. Women can work and have a family. Women have real choices. And so each year, the world inspires to celebrate their achievements. International Women's Day this year challenges us to take a look at our own backyard. What does the International Women's Day have to do with us here in Michigan, Grand Rapids, at Fountain Street Church? Fountain Street Church women gathered 9 years ago for the first time to celebrate IWD. And every year since, we have continued doing so. This will be our third intentional women's worship service, and we're glad you're here with us. Thank you. FSC women have done a tremendous job of keeping the church in working order. Did you know that the FSC Women's Association is the longest run group in the history of the church? FSC women have always stepped up to the plate and provided leadership as needed throughout the history of this church. Do we need more work done at this church? Oh yes, definitely, and the women at FSC are ready. As the planning group for this worship met, we decided to look at the International Women's Day through the lens of poverty, privilege, and healthcare right here in our hometown. And you will find an exploration of the topics through various means throughout the hour today. Thank you to all women here at FSC and beyond for standing up for women and working hard to become an equal society. Today, we have a wonderful group of women helping us celebrate women. Enjoy. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Erlewine, and I'm so grateful to get to share this time and this music with all of you. Thank you for having me. The first song I'm going to sing is one written about courage. And I've noticed in my life when I act out of fear, then my actions become very feeble. And I've noticed that when I lean into my heart and when I lean into love, that my actions are very strong and my courage is very strong. And right now, more than ever, we need to lean into love so that we can understand each other and not fear each other, so that we can lean into love and nourish each other in our communities and our children's future. So this is a song about leaning into love, leaning into that courage, and sharing it with one another, our visions for the future. So I want to invite you to sing with me and let your voices ring out. It's called Afraid. I'll say, I won't be afraid. And you say, oh no. And I'll say, afraid to fall. You say, to fall. I'd rather be broken. Give it my all. I won't be afraid. Oh no. Afraid to believe. Show me a future I wanna see. I won't be afraid, but it's gonna take all that we've got. I know it's true. Every little bit of our love, me and you. It's gonna take patience. Gonna take patience and time. All of the courage we have and all the faith we can find. And I won't be afraid. Oh no. Afraid to fall, to fall. I'd rather be broken. Give it my all. I won't be afraid. Oh no. Afraid to believe. Show me a future I wanna see. I won't be afraid, but it's gonna take all that we've got. I know it will. And when push comes to shove and hard to steal, side by side, let every voice sing. From every mountain until true freedom rings, and I won't be afraid, oh no, afraid to fall, to fall. I'd rather be broken and give it my all. I won't be afraid, oh no, afraid to believe, believe. Show me a future I wanna see. I won't be afraid, but it's gonna take all that we've got. This I know. Not stepping down and not letting go. It's gonna take every last one of us, one and all. Gonna take building a bridge, not building a wall. And I won't be afraid, oh no, afraid to fall, to fall. I'd rather be broken, give it my all. I won't be afraid, oh no, afraid to believe, believe. Show me a future I wanna see. I won't, no, I won't. I won't be afraid.
Kid Kane is a fine poet. She grew up in Grand Rapids, was given her stage name, Erica Kid Kane Thompson, and has been working with the Diatribe to help youth in our community. She started her career as a prolific poet by first going off to Chicago, and then later she did a TED Talk in Detroit. Her career started in Grand Rapids after someone at the spoken word at the hookah lounge paid her $20. That was the lighting of a match for her. She actually took off. She started performing at local readings in town and started her own reading at Crescent Brewery, now defunct, sad to say. When Marie Penny contacted me to do this introduction, she also sent some videos of Kid Kane poems. I fell in love with her as a poet over and over again as I watched video after video. So I'm doubly pleased to get her in our historic pulpit. I give you Grand Rapids Poet Laureate, Kid Kane.
Peace and love. My name is Kid Kane. I am the Poet Laureate of Grand Rapids, and I'm super excited to be here to share some poetry for International Women's Day. For years, I've roamed rock uncertain of my own power, of my own body. unaware that I am as much sun as I am flower, that I am as much mountain as I am meadow, that I am as much forest as I am ocean. So grateful to know I am as fruitful and vast as this rock I roam. On this journey home to me, it is so rewarding to see all that I am and all that I can be, to know that I'm here to warm up the planet and bring light with the sun, to bloom and bring beauty with the flowers, to be and bring peace with the meadow, to stand and reach great heights with the mountains, to bring mystery and safety with the forest, to rage and flow with the oceans. Today, I roam this rock, relishing in my resilience, in my strength, certain of my power, happy to be woman, to be mother, to be earth, to be me. As I work to honor myself in all the layers of my woman, I must remind myself to go with the flow, to admire and love all that arises in me. All of my emotions are sacred. The optimal emotions are neutral. The less than optimal emotions are neutral. Joy is fleeting right along with anger, pleasure, pain, and all the other emotions we experience. With you and with me, all is perfect and complete, just like this. Happy International Women's Day. My name is Kane. Peace and love.
As we honor International Women's Day 2021, its theme of Choose to Challenge, challenging biases and misconceptions in the interest of creating a more inclusive and gender-equal world, healthcare cannot be ignored. Healthcare is a challenging situation, and for us, I am focusing on healthcare and abortion, which is biased. Add abortion to the conversation, to the action of justice, to the action of affordable healthcare. Healthcare is anything but affordable or just. And for decades, Fountain Street Church has seen this gap, this injustice, and has, in conjunction with our own church and greater community, acted to address abortion as healthcare and in the provision of basic healthcare as best we can to fund abortions. Now, do you know how abortion funding works, how the Choice Fund works to address this insulting injustice of access to healthcare? Well, in 2020, $35,232 was granted, funding 767 abortions, which averages monthly to almost $3,000 granted per month, with 65 people receiving abortion funding, not loans. And this is a change from years past in which we offered loans, but let's be honest, if you had the money to pay back the loan, there is also a good chance that you would not need to do the ask. And as a committee, we know that the ask is difficult enough. Do we truly want to break down the barriers to abortion access and funding? And if so, we must not continue to be an impediment to healthcare justice. Let's be supportive. Let us understand, and as we actively work to change a historically biased system of healthcare, let us then acknowledge and act with understanding, compassion, and grants. No expectation to be repaid. We support abortion, we fund abortion, and we work to remove the financial barriers to healthcare. Abortion is healthcare. The National Network of Abortion Funds, of which the Choice Fund is a member, here's their vision statement. We envision a world where every reproductive decision, including abortion, takes place in thriving communities that are safe, peaceful, and affordable. And we envision a world where all people have the power and the resources to care for and affirm their bodies, identities, and health for themselves and their families in all areas of their lives. And as we shift the conversation about abortion, it will become a real option, accessible, without shame or judgment. But is abortion affordable? Right now, the cost of an abortion ranges from $550 to $2,400, depending on whether it's a medical or surgical abortion and gestational age. Unaffordable for far too many people. How many people can afford $550? But wait, that $550 Well, there might be additional costs, such as transportation, lost wages, childcare, perhaps overnight accommodations and meals. So that $550 isn't $550 at all, it has ballooned. But what if they were making $15 an hour? What if there was paid national health care? What if they had paid sick leave? What if there was a guaranteed annual income? These would help. But in real time, right now, we need the Choice Fund. And here's a snapshot of the whole funding process. Heritage Clinic and Planned Parenthood complete the intake process, collecting information and the interview of the patient, to then offer the financial assistance from the Choice Fund based on need and within our funding parameters. The patient is encouraged to ask family and friends who are supportive of their choice for financial help, and the patient is also asked what monies they can provide. This funding effort is truly the work and power of a collective as we, through the network of funding from the patient, family, and friends, and other abortion funds, fund abortions. It is here when the scope of our work and the power of private, local, regional, and national funding strategies come into play to minimize the biases and financial barriers to abortion. So who do we fund? Well, we are unable to fund everyone seeking abortions, as demand certainly surpasses our financial resources, unfortunately. But priority is given to those experiencing domestic violence, sexual assault, minors, and patients experiencing housing and/or job insecurity. So do you recognize the connection between systems of oppression and financial barriers? A vision of justice for our community must involve working towards economic, racial, gender, identity, and reproductive justice. Financial barriers to abortion are oppression, plain and simple, which the Choice Fund works to remove. We are advocates for a reduction of shame and an increase in compassion for people as they navigate life. We continue to work towards removing the financial barriers of abortion, bias, shame, and judgment. Justice demands that the work begins within each of us. There is much work to be done in ourselves, in our homes, communities, and right here at Fountain Street Church. Abortion is health care.
The theme of this Sunday's service is Choose to Challenge. And I have a challenge for you. I want to challenge you to support this community financially. And not just in a way that is comfortable. I want to challenge you to give a little bit more that is comfortable. Because it's easy to tune in from home, from the comfort of your couch or dining room table or wherever you are this morning. And when the YouTube stream ends, to go on with your week until Sunday comes again. But in the meantime, this cathedral of love, this community of caring is still here and doing the good work of love in the world. But we need your help to do it. So this is the offering. This is the request for your financial support of this community and our good work in the world. The offering here at Fountain Street Church goes both to our general operating fund and back out into the community. So I challenge you to choose to support us, to support our community and the work of love in the world. Thank you for accepting that challenge.
Good morning, everyone. We are young women from Fountain Street's high school youth group, Fountain Club. As the women of the upcoming generation, we wanted to use our time that we were given for this service to highlight hard-working women in business right here in our own community. Business is traditionally a male-dominated field, and an area that women have been left out of for a very long time, but this is changing. Today, 4 out of every 10 U.S. businesses are owned by women. This success includes women of color, who in 2017 accounted for 71% of women-owned businesses that were launched that year. Ghana is leading the world in the highest percentage of women-owned businesses with a 46%. As you can see, women have gotten so far, but we still have so far to go. Women who own businesses are reportedly 43% more likely than men to be worried about limited access to money affecting their companies. Additionally, women-owned businesses make up a majority of the small businesses in the U.S. Only 4% of women-owned businesses ever reach a revenue of $1 million. This means that corporations are mostly owned by men, and when we contribute to a corporation, we are essentially contributing to a field that has left women out. This is exactly why we decided to highlight some small local businesses in Grand Rapids that are all women-owned. So, we challenge you to use the power of your dollar to support the women in our community and actively go out of your way to shop local women-owned businesses.
One of the businesses we are highlighting today is We Are Lit. We Are Lit is a multicultural bookstore located inside the Grand Rapids African American Museum and Archives, run by Kendra McNeil. They offer a wide variety of books and genres with a focus on diversity, inclusivity, representation, and socio-political issues, past and present. We Are Lit also sells books at pop-up shops throughout Grand Rapids. For more information or to order books online, visit wearelitgr.com.
The Southeast Market is a women-owned business dedicated to providing healthy, affordable food in a sustainable way. Founded by 2 women of color, Alita Kelly and Cara DeWitt. Alita is a Grand Rapids native who recently graduated from University of Michigan with a degree in environmental science and sustainable business. Cara is from Hawaii and has been living in Grand Rapids for over 15 years. The Southeast Market sources its products from local businesses and farms. They provide a wide range of food for people in the neighborhood to bring food justice to the community. They are located at 1220 Kalamazoo, one of the most diverse areas of Grand Rapids, where 1 in 8 people are food insecure. Their mission is to increase access to healthy, affordable, and culturally accepted food for the community through a sustainable and equitable lens. The Southeast Market is doing important work to help people in our community and end food insecurity.
Chantal Passag owns Passography, a photography company in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Chantal's local business aims to help people tell their story. She enjoys collaborating with her customers to make their visions come to life. Whether it's through lifestyle images to brand your business, portraits to capture who you really are, or your wedding day, she's always immensely honored to work with you. You can contact her at passography.com.
Our challenge for you today is to go out of your way to support women-owned businesses as much as you can. If we all work together to support these businesses, we can make a change for the women business owners in our community and all of the ambitious women who will come after them. For more information on these businesses, as well as other women-owned businesses in Grand Rapids, we have created a Google document to compile this information. If you or someone you know would like to have a local women-owned businesses added to this document, please contact Tatum Fettig at gmail.com, tatumfettig@gmail.com. Thank you.
Sometimes when we are overcome with despair and feel very small and helpless and hopeless, it is then when we have the spark of inspiration. And I think it's in sharing those moments with one another that we can really inspire each other to move forward and light the flame within our hearts to keep going. So sometimes we do have to feel the pain, and we do have to embrace it and go through hard times to come out on the other side. And this is a song, it's about the light within you. It's about how important it is to continue seeking that light, to continue lighting that fire, to continue burning as brightly as you can, even in your moments of strife, because you just might be a light for somebody else. And so this is a song that came from one of those dark moments, and I want to send it to any part of your life or anyone that needs a little more light right now.
There is work to be done.
for darkness when everything's gone. Shine on, shine on. There is work to be done in the dark before dawn. There is work to be done, so you've got to shine. Oh, oh, oh.
Beloveds, thank you for being here with us this morning. Thank you for choosing to challenge yourself to show up in community, to show up to the call to live into the world we dream of. Whether it's from Kid Kane and the expansiveness of what it means to be woman, what it means to be human, our Fountain Street youth calling us to support the world that is out there waiting for us to claim it. To Ginger asking us to recognize the good work of organizations both here in Fountain Street and beyond. We are a community of caring, and if we choose to accept the challenge, we can create a beautiful world together. May we honor the voices of the women and beyond that come before us, honor their legacy. And may we also honor the dreams and the hopes and the visions of those who come after us and the possibilities they bring with. That certainly is a challenge to hold all of it. But I believe in us, that we will make that choice loudly and proudly and beautifully. Thank you for choosing us, for choosing community, for choosing to be here and accepting that challenge. It is good to be together. Before I send us on our way, I have a few brief announcements, ways that you can again choose to participate in this community and the challenges it has to offer. Directly following this service, I invite you to join us for the deepening. It's a time of connection, of chatting, of going deeper into the topics we explored here together today. I also want to invite you to participate in our annual auction. We need more donations, more wonderful offerings from you, the community of Fountain Street. That can be both physical items that you're ready to gift on to another and bring joy to someone else, or services, skills, experiences that you have to offer as well. The information on how to donate has gone out in your weekly emails. And also, bidding's open. You can bid on these wonderful offerings and also support Fountain Street and the work of this community with your donations. I hope that you will log on and participate. I also want to give a special shout out and invite you to Monday nights with me at Let's Talk. This is a time specifically for those of us who identify as white, who are treated by the world as white, to talk about anti-racism, to challenge our own assumptions of whiteness and how we function in the world, in a space where we can be open and vulnerable together. I want to invite you personally to join me if you fit that description. So again, however you choose to accept this challenge, thank you for showing up and for choosing to bring love into the world. Blessed be.